Welcome everyone, and so lovely to see so many of you joining this evening from wherever you might be. Hope you've had a reasonable day today, as good as possibly can be. And yeah, thank you for joining this evening. This evening's session is going to be on open awareness, and I'll talk to you a little bit more about that in a moment. One thing I would advise if you have joined partway through the sessions that I'm doing here is maybe take some time and go back and have a look at some of the other sessions that I've done in subsequent weeks. This is not really a course, but there are some foundational elements at the beginning of the sessions that we started that some of you were in that will be helpful for you. One of the things that we focused on in the early sessions was focused attention, and we actually looked at how we can use the breath as an anchor and how we can actually focus our attention in on the breath or sometimes the sound. And we practiced focused attention. So if you haven't done that, go back and take a look at that. But really the second kind of foundational part of mindfulness is also open awareness. And so that's what we're going to practice tonight. So welcome everyone. So in those earlier sessions, in those early sessions that you were on, some of you were on with me, we talked about moving from autopilot to aware, that feeling of just instinctively and compulsively acting on habits, assumptions, and patterns, and actually moving into that state of awareness. One quality of mind that really helps us to do this is focus. So collecting ourselves rather than being scattered or distracted. And that is, as I said a moment ago, that is what we tried before with focused attention. Sometimes, however, the problem isn't that we are unfocused. Often what makes it hard for us to feel present is that we're stuck on something. Our attention is hooked by a strong emotion or a thought, and we find ourselves preoccupied with it. For this, we've got a very valuable complementary practice to being focused, and this is called open awareness. Some of you may have tried this before. With open awareness, we're trying to practice being aware of thoughts and emotions without really getting hooked on them. So maybe consider the metaphor of standing on a train platform. Your capacity to observe is like you standing on the platform. A train then comes by, like a thought or emotion, and then the next thing we know, several seconds or minutes has passed because we got totally carried away with that train of thought. And as a result, we may have lost awareness of our minds, bodies, and people and environment around us. I'm sure that you can associate with that. So open awareness is like remembering to stay on the platform. We observe the trains of thoughts and emotions coming and going, but we don't get hooked by them and carried away. So let's practice, let's try that. But before we do, I just wanted to bring a couple of quotes from Eckhart Tolle. Now, some of you may have heard of Eckhart Tolle. Some of you may have read some of his work or heard him talk about the power of now. He's written many, many other books and many other meditations, but Eckhart Tolle is, in my book, quite an incredible person. He talks very deeply about who we are, why we're here, the ego, etc. And he said, be where you are, look around, just look, don't interpret. See the light, shapes, colors, textures. Be aware of the silent presence of each thing. Be aware of the space that allows everything to be. And then just one more from Eckhart. Rather than being your thoughts and emotions, be the awareness behind them. Rather than being your thoughts and emotions, be the awareness behind them. And if you do want a one for your book list, The Power of Now is a really, really powerful book. So I highly recommend that if you want to explore a little bit further. I will put a little bit of a warning on it. Eckhart does get very, very deep and talks, if you listen to the audible version, talks very, very slowly, and yeah, it sometimes can be a bit of an acquired style and taste, but what he has to say is quite awe-inspiring and incredible. So I definitely recommend that. So let's move on to our meditation practice for this evening. And to do that, I invite you, as we always do, just to find your comfortable place. Just get comfortable wherever you are. That might be lying or sitting in a chair or wherever you might be. And just find that comfortable position. Just taking a moment to allow your body to settle into your comfortable position. You may close your eyes, or you may keep them slightly open, just a soft focus or gaze in front of you. Allowing the spine to lift and the shoulders to soften. Just allowing the jaw to relax. Just feeling your feet on the floor, feeling the weight of gravity, just gently pulling you down. As I mentioned a moment ago, the open awareness practice can give us the gift of being aware. Aware of things like our thoughts, our emotions, what's happening in our relationships, but without getting stuck or hung up on them as we maybe usually do. Open awareness practice helps us to have a gentle matter-of-factness, saying to ourselves, oh, this is here, got it. How might I need this? So we'll begin by taking a full breath in and a long breath out, at whatever pace is comfortable for you. And then just noticing the in-breath, noticing the out-breath. Allowing the breath to settle now and find its own natural rhythm. Just letting the breath breathe itself. And I invite you just to be with the process and notice how the body moves in response to the breath. The chest expands, it relaxes, the belly rises, and falls. Now I invite you to expand your awareness to whatever is arising. You may notice thoughts, sensations, sounds, all coming and going, all arising, just passing away. I invite you to try letting go of any ideas about what you think this moment ought to be, and just rest with an awareness of how things actually are for you in each moment. Noticing if you are aware of any changes in the body or the mind tensing up around your experience. And in noticing, you can gently let go again without judgment. Do this as often as necessary with a kind and gentle awareness. Now I invite you to do something. If it feels safe for you to do so, just include any pain or discomfort in the body within your awareness. Often you resist feelings of pain or discomfort. And if you do become aware of those, I just invite you to use the breath. Just breathe into that area. Just think about your breath going into that area to help soften the discomfort. Breathing in, breathing out. And as you do so, see if you notice any changes in the experience of that discomfort. And then just gently moving away from that. Taking a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Just moving back into awareness. kindly and gently. Now I invite you to bring in pleasurable dimensions into your awareness. They might be subtle, such as the contact of the clothing on your skin, the felt sensation of your breath, or maybe there's a warmth in your seat, or perhaps in your hands. Just noticing with kind and gentle awareness. With each breath, return to a simple, clear awareness of what's here right now. And now, as we are near the end of this practice, just bringing your attention back again to just focus on your breath, letting awareness of other things just fade into the background. Just feeling your feet on the floor or your body making contact with the chair or the floor. And then just before we finish, taking a full deep breath in and a long breath out. And then, as and when you're ready, just maybe wiggling the toes, wiggling your fingers, making any movement that you need to, taking a stretch, and just bringing your awareness back. And I invite you to think about that quality of awareness. Think about the practice as not necessarily being over, but think about how you can take that awareness into your evening, into your day, into your week. Just keeping that gentle, kind quality of awareness, just experiencing things as they are, not trying to push things away or grasp after things necessarily. And with that, I'm just going to finish in the normal way that I do, just by leaving you with some mindfulness resources, books, and some apps, and some recommended teachers on Insight Timer. Again, just another plug for Eckhart Tolle. On his website at the moment, he's also offering specific support for COVID-19 and the challenges that everybody's facing around that. So if you want to get in deep with Eckhart, then that's an interesting place to go and explore. But with that, I'd like to wish you a lovely rest of your evening and look forward to seeing you all here next week. Thank you very much, and bye.